Hello StarCraft fans, this is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Goomba and Neuro on Prion Terraces. In the bottom right side of the map we have the red Zerg player, it is Neuro, representing Team Exile 5. And in the top left side of the map we have the blue Terran player, it is Goomba, representing Enfaza? I don't know, that reminds me of Phasma, which is the character in episode 7 of Star Wars. Played by the same character who plays Prion on Game of Thrones, which just premiered a couple of weeks ago. I really like that series. I really like Star Wars Episode 7. So from now on, I will call this player Phasma or Goomba, depending on how the mood strikes me. Alright, it's a ZVT here on Prion Terraces. Again, latest version of the map with the gold stuff here in the natural base. Goomba saying, I think I ran out of builds. It seems like these guys know each other. They might have just met on the GM ladder and have had some interactions in the past. They could have played in a tournament against each other. Who knows? Because this is definitely a GM level game, which means we should see some excellent micro and macro and decision making. All three of which things make for a good StarCraft 2 player. Standard play here from Neuro. Go and hatch first into an extractor into a pool. Nothing too crazy there. A 1-Rax expand here from Goomba, depending on the gas. And we see there is gas. It's likely going to be a Reaper that's going to pop out here just so. There it is. Just so is the Reaper. So now the answer for Neuro needs to be I need to have about 4 to 6 lings out. Got to have a queen. And then that Reaper should be fairly ineffectual. And the question is if there are going to be more Reapers on the follow-up. But no, there's definitely just going to be a command center coming out here for Goomba. Nothing to worry about if you're Neuro, but Neuro hasn't scouted this. Keep in mind, he's playing totally blind. Both these players have no idea what the other player is doing right now. This could be a 6 pool as far as Goomba knows, which means this space would be gone, effectively dead. He is walling off here, which is good. That's very nice indeed. Good worker transfer from Neuro, right on time, getting a bunch of workers to each of these mineral patches. Excellent, excellent job indeed by our red Zerg player. And any lings in production, 4 lings and 2 queens, and getting speed, exactly what you need to do. So here comes the Reaper. Again, Reapers are faster than lings off creep if the lings don't have the speed upgrade. They are, however, slower than lings with the speed upgrade no matter where they are. So at this point, Neuro needs to keep on the creep with his lings, not allow the Reaper to kite them forever off creep, and actually throwing down a KD8 charge, and boom, knocking all those workers away. Going to try to get a drone kill, and does get a drone kill. Nicely done, Goomba. The lings were just a little bit late, just a fraction of a minute late there, and that is enough to actually lose you that one. Lings actually getting knocked back by that KD8 charge. Staying on the creep though, staying on the creep, allowing the Reaper to do his thing, but staying on that creep. Waiting for speed to come out. Combat drugs are healing that Reaper up. Here's a queen now. That's a big deal for the Reaper. Taking shots from the queen, it takes a lot of damage from them. The queen's fire rate is pretty darn quick, and now the Reaper decides, alright, the queen's out, it might be time to go back home. Or at least fall back quite a bit here. These lings are going to have speed in just about 20 seconds, which will be enough to kill this guy if he sticks around too long. Uh-oh, Reaper. Uh-oh. I don't know about this. I know you'd like to get a good read on what's going on inside the main base for Neuro. Is it a quick Spire? Is it a Roach Warren? Is there not a Roach Warren? All this information is very good. And he is going to get the scout, so here we go. Actually might get a drone kill too if he's lucky. Focusing down that one drone. Drones are forced to fight for their own lives, and the queen, though, oh, with a base defense, knocking it down to 3 hit points. The Reaper does. Any more drones killed? Yeah, 2 workers killed by Goomba. Nicely done by our blue Reaper friend here, who we will name Phil. Nicely done, Phil. Not Tandy. His name is Phil. Immediate starport here. Went to Iraq's factory into starport, getting tanks. All right, I like that play with a medevac. Not 2, just 1. It looks like not quite enough gas to get that second one yet. So maybe holding off until we get the number required, which I believe is 100. Yep, 100 gas required to get that second medevac. The lings are heading out here too. Is this Reaper still doing stuff? Wow, 3 kills on the Reaper now. Almost gonna get a worker kill. That queen chasing it around. The drone's trapping into the corner, and boom, goodbye, Phil the Reaper. You were brave. KD8 charge knocking those drones back again. 3 workers killed by that Reaper, one of the more effective Reapers I have ever seen in my games at this level of StarCraft 2. So nicely done. Flying tank heading on out. Tankovac, as some people have taken to call it here. Overlords are scouting very, very well indeed. This Marine's going to try to kill it. Doesn't have enough DPS to actually do it before the Overlord escapes out here into the giant floating somethings or other. Floating buildings? Those are like apartment buildings that Protoss live in? I don't know. Medevac sneaking on in, boosting on in now. Going to try to get here, get some shots off, setting up in a good position to attack something There it is, going to try to attack some of these workers, maybe get the queen. And yeah, getting shots off on the queen there too. The queen not focusing on the tank, trying to kill that medevac. That's exactly what you need to do, Zerg players. Focus on the medevac. Once the medevac is dead, the tank is dead. That's exactly how this works. Oh, a lot of queens coming in though, getting some big time shots off. Is it enough to actually take down the medevac down to the red? But no, the medevac does escape the tankovac, managing to get the heck on out of there. Not doing too much damage. Again, I don't think any workers died. Nope. No workers died. No queens died. It was an attempted drop. Not too super effective, but that's okay. Liberator attempt coming up next over to this base. I don't know if there are any spore crawlers at all for Neuro. Oh, there's one here. Good. And there's one here. Good. I like those positionings. Absolutely. But this one, for some reason, doesn't have any. So this Liberator might have a very nice day. Indeed. The queens do snipe down the medevac. Oh, the tankovac is gone in one fell blow. And Liberator sets up shop right here at the third base. Run, drones, run. And they do, but a little bit too late. Losing two of them very quickly. These queens try to come in. They're going to stand right inside that circle. There are enough to kill it. The Liberator could have taken a queen or maybe two with her when she died, but in the end decided to actually save her own life, which is fair enough. I can understand that, especially if I had a cool hat like that, I would want to live. All right, Overlord Scouting, how's that been so far? I mean, good. Has a pretty good set of eyes on that, but doesn't really see the additional factories. Whoa! Additional factories coming up from Goomba. Are we not going Marine Marauder here? I don't think that we are. Speedlings now chasing a Thor drop attempt from Goomba. That's exciting. Thor rocking down those shots. I noticed that the angle of attack on his arms actually changes. That's pretty cool, depending on how close the thing is. Pick up, run away. Queens again trying to stab that medevac down. The queens are being the anti-air right here. Oh, they tried to sneak up underneath it and get it. But no, Goomba retreated in time. Also has a third base. So good combination of harassment and expansion from Goomba, forcing a lot of lings out here, a lot of queens out from Neuro. Neuro just now getting his fourth, while this third is fully established from Goomba. So both players on even ground right now. Even footing. I love the macro hatch that Neuro has. 10 mutas in production, though, for Neuro, getting +1 ground carapace, +1 flyer carapace, and +1 melee attack with an infestation pit on top of that. So, muta, good choice. And a big ling run by here. Oh boy, these tanks and a Liberator trying to do what it can to deal with these guys. Liberator not quite sure how to handle it, but obviously Defender mode would be the way to go there. They decide not to deploy, however. Overseer walks on in, does see the extra factories. What a great scout by Neuro. What an amazing scout here by our Red Zerg player. Well played indeed, seeing how many factories are coming out, recognizing I probably don't need Banelings. You know, mutas are going to be good, but depending on the number of Thors, that could be a problem too, because they still do have their splash damage. There are some proposed changes to where Thors do more single target damage rather than less splash damage in a future patch of StarCraft 2. We'll have to see if that actually happens. The mutas flying around here, trying to magic box this Thor, which just means you don't stack up the mutas, but man, there are a lot of mutas here, and they do get one Thor. One Thor almost catching a muta on the way out. These guys are very low on health, but they do have the tissue regeneration ability, which lets them regenerate that health very, very quickly indeed. And that can be excellent use when you're just flying on out and you get hit, and then you have to go out and wait for a little bit. You won't die. Alright, so is that another command center? It is. Trying to land over here. This macro from Goomba is actually really good. 68 to 64 harvesters, actually out macroing the Zerg player right now. APM is over 200 for Goomba, over 240 on average for our friend Neuro here too. So here come the mutas taking shots from Thors again. I don't like that, especially with the +1. 33 damage. Wait, 14 damage versus light times 4. Absolutely murderous to mutas that are stacked up like this, as they like to do. They just naturally stack up. But going for these mutas against this meching style Terran, very dangerous. You could do a lot of damage to the tanks and the Hellions and things. You just got to stay away from those Thors. Contaminate being used on this factory, preventing a Hellion from being built. The mutas are going after add-ons. Can they get the tech lab here too? They get one tech lab very easily. The second one falls as well, going after a reactor. Good choice. I like this choice by Neuro. It's better than going after the buildings themselves just because they have so many hit points, but taking out tech labs effectively slows down the Terran very, very easily indeed. Oh, Liberators here too. Man, Liberators with their splash damage are very good against mutas at the same time. Oh, big old shots. Big shots on those mutas. They recognize that is not the place to be. Hellbats in Hellbat mode. Going to take down this hatch all by their lonesome if they can. A big swell of roaches, though, from Neuro heading up. +2 flyer carapace on the way at the same time. Overlord comes in, gets killed by missile turrets. And, yep, trying to stand on in and deal with these roaches with these Hellbats. But that's a lot of roach. And they all get cleaned up immediately. +1 carapace on those guys, which again is shared by the Lings. And shared by Queens and Banelings and Hydras and all sorts of stuff shares that +1 ground Carapace upgrade. Very good indeed. +2 Flyer Carapace, like I said, about 20% complete. We'll be there eventually. I like this play. And a Ghost Academy coming up for Goomba. So a meching Ghost Terran player. We'll have to see how well this works out for our Terran. 157 to 176 total supply. And the Mutas fly right on in, trying to deal with all these missile turrets. But there are a lot of turrets, actually. And they do hit Mutas pretty hard. As you can see here, 12 damage times 2, 24 damage per shot. Bam, bam, bam. It's not splash. But as single target goes, it's pretty scary. Big Roach counterattack coming from the top side while the Mutas kind of hold attention in the middle of the field. And the Mutas come right on in. The Roaches come right on in. This is a planetary fortress, though. Getting some shots off. Defender mode circles coming on up. The Roaches recognize what is good for them, and what is good for them is retreating right now. Do not walk into a planetary fortress and 2 defender mode circles with just plain Roach. You will die. The Mutas come in, try to get some shots off. Again, the Thors with +2 attack now, doing 16 damage times 4. I can't even do that math because I'm casting, but that's a lot. That is a lot indeed. Ghost coming up here too, getting adrenal glands, getting more Hydras. Here is Neuro. Neuro is effectively maxed out, 196 to 155 total supply, taking another base, possibly? Yeah, I guess this base does count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases to 4 bases. Ooh, 5 base now on the way for Goomba. Again, the macro for this guy, really good. Personal cloaking coming up for those ghosts, allowing the coast to be invisible. +3 vehicle weapons here at the 11-minute and 20-second mark. That's insane from Goomba. I love it. All right, so now Goomba is just going to try to out-efficient Neuro. Going to try to kill more units than he loses. Spend his money more efficiently and see how this works out for him. And honestly, I'm kind of rooting for him here. A meching Terran isn't something we see a whole lot of. Can Goomba pull this thing off and start a new trend in StarCraft 2? I know Sleepist has made his best chance, or taken his best shot at it playing against Cats. But Cats might not be the best person to try that against. Cats is really good against mech. He had a lot of practice against it in Heart of the Swarm. He did have Swarm hosts at the time, so keep that in mind. It was different, but he knows exactly what a meching Terran is trying to do and how effectively to deal with it. Man, another big-time shots. And a Nidus Worm coming up for Neuro. All right. Oh, seeing that immediately, though. Goomba right on top of things. On the spot, Johnny. So this thing has to finish. The Zerg cannot cancel it. And ready? There we go. Bam. Thanks for playing. The Thors take out the Nidus Worm. A single Roach manages to escape. Another Nidus Worm coming up on over here. The Roach trying to get some worker kills. And does get a single worker kill. Well done indeed. Meanwhile, Muta's trying to fly in and get rid of this refinery. Can they get it? And yes, they do end up getting it there. Is that another Nidus? Another Nidus attempt. That one finishing. Roaches running rampant through this main base. There are Liberators with defender mode, but the Roaches are getting out of that circles as fast as they can. This Nidus is going to pop up. I don't know that Goomba saw that. Ah! Goomba! No, this Nidus does end up hatching right on here. There's a planetary fortress, though, so it dies almost immediately without really ejecting any units at all, which is kind of fun. Roaches, just small bits, scattered bits of Roaches trying to kill things, going after a refinery, trying to kill some SEVs, you know, like you do if you're a Roach hit squad. That factory gonna live. These Thors, again, +2, very good. 36 damage times 2. Mind you, it starts to cut through those Roaches like butter. As we can see here, Roach 2 kills, 4 kills. This Thor close to dying, but no, it survives with 9 hit points, having taken out the Roach infestation in the natural base. This Nidus Worm is still here. Okay, the Thors are gonna march over and clean it up. I was really scared for Goomba there for just a minute. Yanking in a Liberator going after this newly created base. There are Ultras on the ground now. A single Ultra there. Blinding Cloud on the tanks. Good use of Blinding Cloud. And actually EMP being tossed down on one of the Queens. Interesting choice there, absolutely. This PF, if it can live, I'll be very impressed. It is getting repaired to no ends. There's the steady targeting on the single Ultra that was here. I'm not sure if Neuro wants to continue with this push. Saving the planetary fortress there is Goomba. Again, the Ghost, but the Lings rocking on in. Lings are very good against most things here. Against Ghosts, surprisingly. Against Ultras, against Liberators. The Ultras trying to rock on in and kill what they can, but there's a lot of defender modes here getting transfused through the damage that they are taking. Lings, again, trying to rock up on here on the right side, get a full surround on these Thors, but there are just so many of them. One Thor does end up falling. Oh, another Thor's on the front line here. The Ultras with +7 armor. Really taking a while to kill here, but they are. Steady targeting is taking them out pretty darn easily. Indeed, Lings getting another surround on the Thor. Every Thor is gone, but everybody over here is gone too. So both players kind of played to a standstill. Again, Ghost very good against Lings, doing 22 damage versus Light with an attack speed of 1.07. And once again, another Nidus on the way for Neuro. Missile turret getting shots off on that Overseer. Hellbat transformation, trying to come in and deal with whatever comes out of this Nidus Worm, and killing the Nidus Worm themselves. Pretty good against buildings. 27 damage versus light, though. Nidus Network. Kaboop. Goodbye, Nidus Worm. Not going to do anything at all, just like your friend down here in this mineral line. So, base here for Neuro. Again, still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hasn't expanded in a while, which I'm worried about. I guess he's down to 110 total supply. Losing all those Ultras and Hydras and Queens and Lings actually hurt him quite a bit. He's playing very defensively. He has some Hydras, some Lings. Again, there's not much here for Goomba either. It's not like he can mount a massive assault. Go kill his opponent. It is 75 to 58. 76 to 59 total worker supply too. Goomba looking good. Actually, can he pull this thing off? 6 Corruptors on the way. Zerg Flare Carapace level 3. Melee attacks level 3. Carapace level 3. Gonna upgrade those Ultras beyond all comprehension. And a nuke! Goomba's getting nukes out of his Ghost Academy. Bless you, Goomba. Bless you, everyone, for getting nukes for us here at the 16-minute mark of this game. I love you so much. Now the question is, can the nukes be effective? I believe we saw Daishi do this against Nurchio on my channel just a couple of weeks ago. I'm not going to put a link to it because I'll forget to do it when I actually post this, but but if you search Daishi on my channel, there's a Daishi versus Nurchio where there are 2 nukes that actually go off, and they're pretty darn good too. So go watch that game. It's a good one. Ling's in here trying to deal with this Hellbat run by not even Blue Flame Hellions. Not Hellbats, Hellions. They do kill some more of them drones. 17 workers killed by both of these players now, evening out very nicely. 86 to 47 total harvesters. Goomba has so many workers right now. So many. Upgrades, again, looking okay. I think the Liberators could stand to have better upgrades. Is he actually getting those? Getting vehicle and ship plating level 2, but not getting the air attack upgrade. More Vipers coming up, more Broodlords, and that +3 melee attack just about finished for Neuro. The creep is sneaking its way up into this planetary fortress. Always so gross. Can you imagine working here and living here, and all of a sudden this creep starts moving up onto your buildings? And you're like, what is this disgusting stuff? Oh, right. It's the stuff that lets the Zerg move faster. The stuff that Zerg uses to come and murder me. This is way oversaturated, though. I assume this base might be taken next. I'd probably go for this one. There it is. Yeah, Goomba expanding on out there. Sending another command center. He still has all of his CCs in their original locations. I'm surprised he hasn't actually moved this one out, but I guess there's still gas in this refinery, and when it is complete, maybe he'll drop it over here or something. I mean, the creep spread is insane from Neuro. It's all over the place here. Missile turrets getting tossed on up to try to deal with any creep tumors that try to come up. Broodlord count is up to 4 with 2 more on the way. 5 more on the way. Really committing to these Broodlords. I don't know about that. Look at all these Liberators, man. Possibly Parasitic Bomb could be the savior here, but I don't know, Neuro. It's 197 to 160 total supply. Tanks with +3 attacks. 65 damage versus armored, of which there's nothing here. There are no roaches, and here comes the nuke attempt. That is a lot of Broodlords getting morphed in, though. All right, Ghost. Oh, he pulls the workers. Neuro discovers it almost immediately. Well done indeed. And here comes the shot. Bam. Overseer trying to detect this Ghost. Ghost running away as fast as it can with a move speed of 3.94. Has 8 kills. That's good. 8 is good. Another nuke in production here for Goomba. Or Phasma. I actually have not been calling him Phasma, have I? All right, the name's Goomba. We're going to stick with it. We do love the classic Super Mario style naming. Liberator, +2 ship plating. Excellent indeed. I'd like to see more attack damage, though, just because that splash is so good. And that Defender Mode circle actually gets upgraded with the air attack upgrade as well. So keep that in mind. Broodlings killed something over here. I don't know what it is. Is Neuro trying to expand again, possibly up here? Spreading the creep up there is good. That base fully established from Goomba, too. Neuro isn't even really trying to harass right now. Is basically hanging out. Does have this Nidus network sitting right in the middle of everything. Could go for some more Nidus worms, but I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Slowly pushing forward here is Goomba. It's a very patient push. He walks in, sets up Defender Mode circles, tries to kill as many creep tumors as possible. And here come the Broodlords trying to rain down destruction from above. Small group of tanks getting taken out by those Lings. Good reaction time. Although I guess this creep is everywhere on this left side. Hard to sneak an attack down the left side if you're Goomba. All right, Thor's +3, +3, +2. Tanks as well. +3 missile attack on the way. Going to go with Hydras. Setting up his defenses here is Neuro. And a good scan by Goomba, seeing exactly what we're dealing against. Here we go. Overseer's in first. Going to get evaporated. First of all, I think Parasitic Bomb On top of the Liberators, Hydras getting sniped down everywhere. Broodlords now getting into the mess here. Anything directly attacking the Broodlords? No, I don't think so. More Parasitic Bomb here. Vikings trying to get shots off on everything. Here come the Liberators, though, trying to destroy all the Vipers first, and now turning their attentions upon the Broodlords. I did hear some steady targeting going off. There's some Ghosts down here doing a pretty good job of it as well. More Parasitic Bomb taking out Liberators everywhere, though. Up, down, middle, center. The Broodlords cleaning up everything on the ground. The Liberators actually getting to the clumped up Broodlords here, though. Oh, doing a great job against these Broodlords. Yes, they're killing everything on the ground. A lot of dead SCVs. But every Broodlord gets taken out as well. Just a few Queens straggling along behind here. That was a battle. That was a battle for the ages, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure who actually won that thing. Goomba saying, for some reason my libs weren't going for the Broods. Yeah, they were chasing after the Vipers. It sure seemed like that was a problem for Goomba. I think maybe if he does manage to target down the Broodlords first of all, he might have won that engagement. As it was, I feel like it was a stalemate. Resources lost right now, 26,500 resources lost for Goomba, 32,200 for Neuro. That is a big number for Neuro. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Not good at all for the Zerg player. Getting +2 flyer attack. Really wants these Corruptors to be more effective during the next battle. And here it comes. Goomba pushing in up 179 to 126 total supply. A lot of Vikings, a lot of Liberators, but I don't know. Is it Broodlords that Neuro's going for? He has one in production, but that's it. I don't know if Broodlords is what you want to freak out about here. These SCVs are bravely repairing on the creep right on the front line. Some steady targeting, taking down a morphing in Broodlord. Is that what that was? I think it was. I think there's a Broodlord morphing in and he steady targeted it. How odd. Alright, coming in here again. Any scans available to kill these creep? I'd like to see that, but I mean, Goomba only has about 18 orbital commands. Okay, he has 1, 2... This is a lot of Planetary Fortress, actually. He only has 2. Oh, 3. Okay, he has 3. So there's another good scan, trying to get rid of more of these creep tumors. Doing an okay job of it, then retreating once again. Missile turret providing some detection, but not enough to actually head up over there. SCVs running around killing creep tumors. Again, Goomba has a lot of workers, 75 total. He was up to 80 at one point, which is kind of fun. These lings are going to destroy them, thereby allowing Goomba to free up the supply that he needs to. He is obligingly killing these workers just as Neuro, or just as Goomba wants him to do. Again, a very slow, steady push, killing the creep tumors, pushing this creep back, getting rid of spore crawlers as possible. A nuke being tossed down. What? I guess this is more of a zoning nuke. Neuro cannot walk into that. He sees it. I think he sees the dot as he's backing up with everybody. This actually might catch his own units if he's not careful. And no, killing a lot of creep tumors. Now moving in with a lot of lings, getting a great surround on these Thors. The Thor's trying to attack what they can, but they die almost immediately. Wow, ling surround, very good. These Vikings are mostly useless, as there are exactly 2 broodlings in the air. I think Goomba might be committing to Sky Terran a little bit too strongly here. Just a little bit. And is going to actually pay off for him. I guess there are more Broodlords on the way, so Goomba has more an idea of what he is doing than I do, apparently. Another command center built, gonna fly and land somewhere. I don't know what that target is, but yanking in a Thor. The Thor gets surrounded by Hydras and Lings and evaporated. Again, Thors against Ling Hydra, not great. And a double abduct on that Viper, or that Liberator, to take it down. So the Viper does abduct 2 abducts in a row. Vikings flying around saying, where are those Broodlords I was worried about for so long? There's one! There's one indeed. Again, no Lancer torpedo upgrades, no air upgrades at all. Goomba, if you're going mech, there it is. Just now starting Terran vehicle weapon, or Terran ship weapons level 1. Oh, gonna throw down a planetary fortress here in the middle of the ramp. Goomba. I like it. I like the aggressiveness. I love the middle of nowhere planetary fortress. I really do. SCV is trying to throw down more missile turrets where they can, where creep tumors are not spreading their creep. This tumor's still alive, although it definitely should be dead. More parasitic bombs being tossed down. Pretty good splits, though. Pretty good splits from Goomba. Not bad at all. Actually, Viper's coming in once again, taking some shots, yanking in an SCV and a Thor. I've never seen an SCV get abducted before. That was hilarious. All right, goodbye, Thor. Goodbye, Ghost. Ah, I like that play, too. Long distance mining up here are these SCVs, but pushing in once again. Defender mode circles up here. Neuro has now remaxed, though, at 193 to 190 total supply in favor of our Zerg player, but no, losing some units here to the defender mode circles, to the Thors. A lot of queens dying, a lot of lings dying too. Another attack up here, small group of units on the ground, trying to do what they can for Neuro, not actually working. I love this spread from Goomba. I really do enjoy it very much indeed. So a group of broodlings come in, that hatch does get taken down. And yeah, he's just everywhere right now. He has a great spread of everything. Are there any nukes available? One more nuke on the way for Goomba, but just, I can't even fit everything on this map. It's crazy. Coming in once again, oh man, the Thor's getting abducted and just melted so fast. So fast here. Corruptor with a bad rally, I think. And here come the Vipers once again, trying to set up more parasitic bombs. They get them. They get them, losing a Viper in the process. Not good splits this time from Goomba. That guy, I guess he can't split just because he is stuck in defender mode. Or she can't split, rather. Gotta get that mini-map back. Are there any more counterattacks? No, this is pretty much the battlefield right now. Goomba, 197, Neuro, 200 total supply. What are we looking at from the Zerg here? We have Lings, we have Broodlords, we have some Queens here too. And there it is. Calling in a nuclear strike on the ramp. I like the positioning. I really do. Here come all the Lings. Here comes everything from Neuro. So many Lings here on in the ground. Corruptors coming from that bottom side. Broodlords coming from the top side. Lings eating through everything. All that's left here is the Sky Terran. The Broodlords flying through the area. Maybe taking some damage from everything else. I don't know, but there are still Corruptors here as well. Trying to maybe back up to that missile turret. I don't know. 162 to 138 total supply. I don't think that nuke actually landed. Unfortunately for Goomba, but he did the best he could. SCV versus drone up here. There is just mass attacking going on right now. I think this SCV is attacking, maybe 2 or 3 of them. Lings come up to clear this one out. Neuro says, that's enough of that, thank you very much. Surprisingly, how effective those Lings were, man, that whole time. Liberators coming in here, trying to take down as many Overlords as possible. Hellbat burning stuff up there too, and yeah, I mean, this base is under a lot of trouble, but again, the big push of Ling Corruptor here with a few Hydras, a few Queens getting mixed on in. These Corruptors are +3, +2. That means they hit this building very hard as they do extra damage versus massive, and buildings are massive. Kaboom. Wait, are they massive? They're not massive. Armored mechanical structure, that's what I saw there. All right, they are mechanical. Pushing back, now Goomba is on the defense. The Lings, the fully upgraded +3, +3. Lings with adrenal glands, taking down yet another Thor. Hellbats with the blue flame, finally. Now going to go ahead and try to chase those guys away. Good choice, actually, against the Lings. 165 to 155 total supply here. This hatch happily mining, a little bit oversaturated, but that's A-okay. Coming in to take down a hatchery. A Ling attack once again. Here we go. Neuro pushing right on in, and there are some EMPs being tossed down on the Queens and the Vipers. Doing an excellent job of it here. Liberators taken to the skies. Abducts being used on the Thors again. So many Thors have died so far in this game, but is there enough on the ground to win this thing? Liberators are all gone. That's it from the Liberators. The Viking swarm is getting cut down too. This last final Thor is taken down by Broodlings and Lings. Forced to retreat, 109 to 86 total supply. I think a lot of that for Goomba is his worker count, and that's it. A GG from Goomba. Goomba is defeated, Neuro's victorious, and Goomba has left the game. Oh boy, howdy. What an amazing play by Goomba. Amazing defense by Neuro, though. I thought for sure when Goomba had that huge supply lead was set up right at the front door of Neuro, that Neuro was dead. But he had a good composition. Again, the Lings that ran underneath everything, it just took out every Thor, every tank, every ghost that was on the ground, and then allowed the Vipers to come in, allowed the Corruptors to come in, allowed the Broodlords to come in as well. Just that was a great decision by Neuro. Again, he didn't have a whole lot at the end. I mean, look at this. He had a swing of Lings here. Again, fully upgraded Lings, a few Queens, a group of Hydras, and that was it. I mean, he didn't absolutely massacre this thing. It was close. Army supply 55 to 66. Goomba with 31 to 40 total worker supply there. So much stuff died. Units lost 53,000 versus 53,000. Look how even that is. 600 minerals or so is the difference. Units lost 267 versus 621. That just shows how cheap Zerg units are, really. Just throw them into the meat grinder, make some more, do it again. That's what Zerg is all about. So well played by Goomba. I'd like to see more from him in this matchup. More against the Zerg, but I don't know. Let's even contact him for some more stuff. Well played by Neuro. Incredible defense. Good attacks as well. I loved the Nidus play early on. That seemed pretty darn effective, but it really came down to those final engagements. He was patient. He had good decisions and good compositions, and it won him the game. So well played there by Neuro. And that's it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard to me today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thanks so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.